presentación especial de Sportsmax News.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Sean todos bienvenidos a esta transmisión especial de Diamante 23. Estamos en la cobertura de la clase 2026 del Salón de la Fama, la ceremonia de exaltación de Andruw, Carlos Beltrán y Jeff Kent como los integrantes de esta clase 2026, cuya ceremonia estaremos compartiendo en vivo desde Cooperstown a esta hora para conectarnos con todos ustedes acá en el canal oficial del Béisbol en español. Ya empezamos a recibir imágenes de lo que está haciendo esta ceremonia, de lo que representa, supuesto, el inicio de este acto que está comenzando a esta hora en Cooperstown, New York, y donde ya vamos a empezar a tener contacto con el Leonte Landino en una tarde bien importante para el béisbol latino, y que estaremos compartiendo con todos ustedes acá también los discursos de los exaltados latinos en esta ceremonia de Cooperstown. Nos sumamos a esta transmisión a Leonte Landino, bien hidratado por allá en Cooperstown. Leo, te vemos y espero que el sol te esté tratando muy bien por allá esta tarde en Cooperstown, New York.
Bueno, buenas tardes. ¿Cómo están? Saludos para ti, saludos para todos los que ya se conectan con nosotros en esta edición especial del evento VIVO. Estamos aquí con la fama de Cooperstown, donde pues se ha vivido ese fin de semana la exaltación de lo que va a ser la exaltación de Carlos Beltrán, de el chico de Curazao, Andruw, y también de Jeff Kent. Ayer estuvimos compartiendo con ellos durante el encuentro con la prensa, muy emotivo, sobre todas las palabras de Carlos Beltrán, reflexionando sobre su carrera, también algo histórico que tiene esta exaltación, y es que por primera vez se habló papiamento aquí en el Salón de la Fama. Prácticamente esta exaltación no solo llega y firma 25 jugadores latinos de todos los tiempos acá en el Salón de la Fama, pero también es muy especial pues la presencia de Andruw, algo que se veía y se esperaba desde hace muchos años, una espera bastante larga, así como también la de Jeff Kent, que también, como todos los años, se abre un debate. Todas estas exaltaciones abren debates sobre las comparaciones de quienes están, quienes han sido electos y quienes no están. Y prácticamente la de Jeff Kent abre una discusión porque hay muchos segundas bases que vendrán en el futuro, que no están en el Salón de la Fama, otros jugadores que no están siendo medidos prácticamente bajo la misma óptica, y pues bueno, siempre está esa discusión. Pero sin embargo, Jeff Kent, pues con palabras también increíbles, reflexionando sobre su carrera, una carrera caracterizada por los cambios, tantos cambios de equipos que tuvo Jeff Kent, y en prácticamente en todos los equipos donde estuvo, fue un jugador extraordinario, y precisamente esa es una de las condiciones que los votantes tomaron en cuenta para finalmente darle su entrada al Salón de la Fama de Cooperstown. No hay tanta gente como en años anteriores, es también de notar eso. Ha sido una exaltación un poco más tranquila, como siempre, un nutrido número de puertorriqueños apoyando a Carlos Beltrán, un grupo también nutrido de curazoleños que vino también a apoyar a Andruw en algo que es histórico para la isla, y prácticamente Venezuela también toma un poquito de protagonismo precisamente por esos lazos que tiene Andruw Jones con Venezuela, su mamá venezolana, su papá de la isla de Aruba, y él le tocó nacer en Curazao. Y entonces esa combinación pues terminó dando al mejor pelotero curacoreño de la historia, Andruw Jones. Ayer muy emotivo, tuvimos la oportunidad de compartir con él y bueno, de verdad que ha sido un fin de semana tranquilo en comparación con otros años.
En este momento ya se empiezan a presentar todos los invitados especiales, todos los salones de la fama que se dieron cita en este año para acompañar, honrar a Andruw, a Carlos, a Jeff, Ken, todos con nombres propios, porque prácticamente ya uno empieza a entender a estos jugadores cuyas carreras coincidieron con lo que uno ha venido haciendo, y la oportunidad de poderle decir Andruw al gran Andruw Jones, hoy miembro del Salón de la Fama. Vemos a David Ortiz, a Tani Pérez, a Sisi Sabatia, a Reggie Jackson, entre los principales que están ya en el podium en medio de esta ceremonia de exaltación que compartiremos con todos ustedes, donde lo más importante sin duda alguna son los respectivos discursos. Vamos a esperar esas palabras de los exaltados en esta edición 2026. Leo, hablabas de quizás el debate que se abría con Jeff Ken, pero a su vez entender también cómo las carreras de Andruw Jones y de Carlos Beltrán, que parecían números puestos desde su retiro para entrar al Salón de la Fama, no fue tan fácil el camino para finalmente alcanzar la inmortalidad.
No fue un camino fácil, para nadie es un camino fácil llegar al Salón de la Fama. Yo creo que para el único que ha sido fácil es Mariano Rivera. Jugadores que son unánimes, ¿no? Tal vez va a ser fácil para Albert Pujols. Pero fuera de esas super mega estrellas generacionales, no es fácil, es un proceso que no es fácil, es engorroso, es odioso, porque como yo decía en el día de ayer, a veces en este proceso, cuando tú estás encaminado hacia el Salón de la Fama, y obviamente tus logros siempre son los que salen, ¿no? Tantos trones, tantos juegos de estrellas, etcétera, todo eso. Pero hay un tema que también se mete, y es que entran los aspectos negativos. Y a veces esos aspectos negativos, por muy pequeños que sean, en estos procesos pesan demasiado. Entonces, ahí es donde a veces puede ser incómodo, horroroso, todo este proceso de exaltación hacia el Salón de la Fama. Ahí es donde se pone difícil. Yo te digo, no creo que fue fácil para Andruw Jones, porque en el caso de Andruw Jones se está hablando de la defensiva. Entonces, ¿cómo, por ejemplo, le das tanto peso a la defensiva de Andruw Jones y no le das peso a la defensiva de Omar Vizquel? Claro, entonces tú dices, sí, pero la defensiva de Andruw Jones sumada a 400 cuadrangulares, por ejemplo. Entonces, es complicado porque siempre sabemos, los votantes no tienen criterio consistente año a año. Y hay 400 votantes, cada cabeza es uno. Entonces, eso es lo que complica este proceso. Mucha gente siempre dice, ok, pero ¿cuál es la solución para esto? No la sé, yo no la sé, yo creo que tú no la sabes, yo creo que cualquiera que nos escriba tampoco la sabe. Yo creo que no hay una solución, y esto lo he conversado yo con miembros del Salón de la Fama, con directivos del Salón de la Fama, con colegas periodistas, y yo creo que nadie tiene la respuesta. Entonces, como nadie tiene una respuesta sólida, pues el proceso se queda como está.
Hoy, ayer, mañana, seguramente seguiré pensando de la misma manera. Esto no ha cambiado en años. desde la instauración del Salón de la Fama, la manera de elegir a los votantes. Y si yo hoy aplaudo la exaltación de Carlos Beltrán, de Andruw, de Jeff Kent en esta clase 2026, he aplaudido las clases anteriores, las inmortalidades, el ingreso al salón, al templo de los inmortales de otros tantos, pues para mí definitivamente no es un problema. Definitivamente es una manera de entender que este sistema, el cual he aplaudido por años y que sigo aplaudiendo hasta el día de hoy, tiene sus cosas buenas, quizás sus cosas malas también, pero que me parece el más justo para mantener y sostener la historia al fin de cuentas. Porque cambiar hoy los parámetros por los cuales se han regido tantos años para elevar a alguien al templo de los inmortales, me va a parecer que va a quedar como una deuda histórica con quizás otros que con el ajuste que puedan hacer en estos tiempos se hayan visto perjudicados y que en su momento no pudieron ingresar al Salón de la Fama. Yo siento que todavía hay más justicias que injusticias en el Salón de la Fama y que los ajustes que hay propios de la evolución de los votantes, de cómo los votantes han entendido el juego, creo que se ha ido trasladando no solo para el Salón de la Fama, proviene de los premios individuales en las grandes ligas. No es lo mismo lo que era un Cy Young hace 15 años atrás de lo que es hoy, o por lo menos la evaluación de la calidad de un pitcher. Y creo que así va a llegar al Salón de la Fama. O sea, esa evolución del votante, de alguna manera u otra, va a llegar de esa manera al Salón de la Fama para tratar de hacerlo mucho más justo, si esa es la palabra correcta. Pero para mí, todos los que están allí sentándose en esa tarima, para esa ceremonia, son justos merecedores de un lugar en el Salón de la Fama.
Bueno, todos tuvieron carreras, o sea, hay dos tipos, ¿no? Los que tienen carreras superestrella y los que tienen carreras super extraordinarias. O sea, aquí por ejemplo están presentando ahora a Andruw. Andruw es un ejemplo de una carrera magnífica, pero por ejemplo está sentado al lado de una carrera super extraordinaria. Entonces casualmente Vladimir Guerrero, papá, ahora hay que llamarlo papá, está entrando en este momento en el escenario acá. Entonces, lo que tú dices, todos los que están sentados, y están sentados uno al lado del otro, pero obviamente no todos son iguales. Ellos lo saben, inclusive en conversaciones informales entre ellos mismos, siempre sale del que yo hice esto y tú hiciste aquello. Y hay niveles dentro de ese podio. Yo creo que es imposible acabar con los niveles, porque no todos van a ser al béisbol, a la historia del béisbol. Pero y entonces ahí es donde entra mucho el criterio de los votantes, y influye mucho también. Hace poco hablábamos sobre, por ejemplo, el caso de Salvador Pérez. Influye mucho en la ciudad donde jugó, la visibilidad que tuvo a tu entendimiento. O sea, hay tantos factores que a veces los jugadores, y lo decía ayer Carlos Beltrán, decía, cuando yo era joven, yo no me daba cuenta de todo lo que, de que no es personal, de que todo lo que la prensa dice, lo que son exigencias propias del juego, que siempre han existido y no es personal contra el jugador. Entonces él dijo, cuando yo entendí que todo lo que se decía de mí no era personal, yo avancé como jugador, porque yo sabía que todo lo que se decía era, bien sea porque los fanáticos eran exigentes, por el tema del negocio, por la prensa por la prensa que estaba tratando de ventilar el sentimiento de los fanáticos. Entonces, un buen ejemplo, ¿no? de cómo te vas adaptando en una carrera. Esa es la parte más complicada de todo esto. Y lo decíamos, por ejemplo, con el tema de Salvador Pérez. No será lo mismo de la forma como un votante de Boston, de California, vote por Salvador que los votantes que están en el centro del país. Es complicado, para muchos es injusto. Al fin y al cabo, como tú dices, todos los que están aquí, no hay ninguna duda que tuvo carreras extraordinarias y todos tienen historias y anécdotas increíbles. Por ejemplo, ayer Jeff Kent contaba una anécdota que decía, yo no sé si yo seré el único pelotero que después de estar en Cleveland, él dijo, a mí no me gustaba Cleveland. Y digo, no es nada contra la ciudad, pero no me gustaba jugar con los indios. Me sentía mal, no me gustaba, sentía que no encajaba con los indios de Cleveland. Y después de que terminó la temporada, yo agarré todo y dije, no regreso acá. Y tenía contrato para el año que viene. Y él dijo, yo voy a ver qué hago, pero yo no voy a jugar aquí el año que viene. Entonces, este tipo de decisiones que se toman a veces en una carrera no se saben en ese momento. Y hoy en día sí, ya pueden contarlas y rememorar sobre eso y reflexionar sobre eso y hacerle a los fanáticos entender por las etapas que pasa un pelotero en su carrera.
Correctamente, Leo. Hemos visto, no los hemos visto a todos, pero quisiera saber cuántos de los latinos Salón de la Fama, vimos a Vladimir, vimos a David Ortiz, vimos a Posh, pero ¿quién más fue a acompañar a Beltrán y a Andruw?
Yo creo que están todos. Está David, está Pedro Martínez, está Iván Rodríguez, no vino Edgar Martínez, está Tani Pérez, está Tony Oliva.
Lo vimos, sí.
Obviamente siempre están representando la familia por este mini miñoso. Y obviamente muchos peloteros latinos que también vinieron a acompañarlo. Aquí está José Reyes, que vino a acompañar también a Carlos Beltrán. Muchos de los jugadores de los Bravos de Atlanta, de esa época dorada, de los Bravos de Atlanta, Amado, Clavi, están todos acá también, de la organización de los Bravos. Entre otros latinos, obviamente Carlos Baerga está acá, no solo cubriendo, sino también apoyando a Carlos Beltrán. Eduardo Pérez, el hijo de Dani, también está acá. Entonces, yo creo que Vladimir, obviamente un nutrido número de latinos vinieron a darle apertura a 25 y muchos inclusive, y esto, ojo, y esto es un punto que a mí me gustaría aclarar hoy, y es que mucha gente, y sobre todo medios de comunicación, a veces hasta de forma ignorante, lo digo de esa manera, lo digo de forma ignorante, no colocan a Andruw Jones como latino, no lo cuentan dentro de la lista de latinos. Y ayer lo decía Andruw Jones en la rueda de prensa, decía, miren, señores, más latino que yo, más latino que Curazao, pues nadie. O sea, yo desde que yo llegué a Estados Unidos, y a pesar de que yo hablaba inglés y los latinos no, mi relación siempre fue con los latinos, nosotros, y él orgullosamente, él y toda la gente de Curazao que vino acá, que están muy contentos porque obviamente Andruw Jones es un pelotero latino más en el Salón de la Fama. Ya son 25, 21 peloteros, más Alejandro Pompés, ejecutivo, más los 3 escritores. Y esa es una lista que no incluye también a un caso que tal vez, digamos, puede también ser considerado, que es Al López, el legendario manager de los Medias Blancas de Chicago, nacido en Tampa, pero cubano hasta la muerte. El legendario Alfonso López, que también es miembro del Salón de la Fama.
Y eso evidentemente también hay que incluir a todos, incluido Andruw Jones, en esa lista que sigue creciendo, que va a seguir creciendo. Se espera presencia latina en próximas clases del Salón de la Fama, tras los retiros de Albert Pujols, de Miguel Cabrera, quienes han dejado números que deberían alcanzarles para en el corto plazo, cuidado si no en primera boleta ambos, estar junto con Yadier Molina, otro boricua también, estando allí. Don Juan Marichal, presente de los dominicanos. Me falta Beltrán, ¿lo viste?
Está, sí, está aquí también. Adrián Beltrán también está, y está también Juan Marichal, su señora esposa y sus familias, y también vinieron.
Siempre da mucho gusto ver a don Juan, ver a Rocariu,
Rocaru también estuvo, sí señor. Sí, señor.
Que a pesar de que incluso algunos problemas de salud o físicos, siempre se toma el tiempo para ir, para estar presente, Yo siempre he dicho que eso es una parte también del hecho de ser elevado al Salón de la Fama. O sea, así como alguien te acompañó a ti cuando te tocó tu ceremonia, deberían también valer, ¿no? Ese derecho. Está Beltrán en este momento también ingresando. Tú estás un poquito más adelantado, estás en vivo, estás en Cooperstown, pero las imágenes que nos están llegando, ya acabamos de ver a Adrián. Y ese momento en el que, oye, yo también voy a acompañar a los otros que vienen a engrosar este listado de inmortales en Cooperstown. Me decías que no hubo tanta gente en esta oportunidad en el famoso pueblito de Nueva York, pero tiene que ver con la clase, tiene que ver con situación climática. ¿Cómo estuvo el clima durante el fin de semana allá en Cooperstown?
No, el clima es perfecto. El clima es perfecto, radiante. De verdad que no es por un tema de clima. Yo creo que es porque en las últimas exaltaciones no es lo mismo cuando tú tienes 5 exaltados a que tienes 3.
Claro.
Entonces, cuando tú tienes 5 son de distintos equipos, entonces vienen fanáticos de distintos equipos. También tiene que ver mucho con la cercanía de aquí, ¿no? ¿Quién hace el viaje? Yo, por ejemplo, a mí fue sorprendente cuando Edgar Martínez, cuando Ichiro fue exaltado, hubo muchísimos fanáticos que vinieron desde Seattle para acá. Eso es un viaje bastante largo. Entonces, yo creo que tiene que ver mucho con la popularidad del jugador, tiene que ver los equipos. Por ejemplo, hay muchos fanáticos de los Mets aquí en el día de hoy, y yo pensaba que iba a venir menos gente. Ayer el pueblo estaba realmente tranquilo y todo el mundo estaba hablando de que, o sea, no hubo tanta gente como en años anteriores llenando la calle principal de Cooperstown. Pero yo creo que tiene mucho que ver con eso, con la fama, la imagen del jugador, que al fin y al cabo termina siendo un concurso de popularidad. Y el Salón de la Fama está bien, al fin y al cabo termina siendo popularidad. Y no quiero decir que Andruw Jones o Carlos Beltrán o Jeff Kent no son los más populares, porque no lo son, porque Andruw Jones gozó una popularidad grandísima en su carrera, uno de los jugadores más excitantes en su carrera. Carlos Beltrán pasó por muchísimos equipos, hay mucha gente que vino también fanáticos de los Royals a apoyar a Carlos Beltrán, también muchos puertorriqueños de toda la zona, y yo creo que de los tres, Jeff Kent siempre fue un poco más apático. Él lo decía ayer en la rueda de prensa, él reconoce de que siempre tuvo una actitud un poco arrogante en sus propias palabras. Y él decía de que siempre fue un poco apático con la prensa, porque estaba tan enfocado en jugar que no era un tema de que le gustaba o no la prensa, sino que era un tipo que estaba siempre muy enfocado en el terreno de juego. Y no quería ninguna distracción. Tal vez Jeff Kent es de los menos populares.
Fíjate que lo que decías tú de los integrantes de los Bravos Atlanta, ¿no? Smalls, Glavin, Maddox, que ya vimos allí, es normal porque fueron compañeros de equipo de Andruw Jones. Ken, que pasó por varios equipos, no tiene un núcleo de compañeros como de una sola organización. Y igual Beltrán, ¿no? Kansas City, los Mets, los Astros en su momento, pero estoy viendo, bueno, Ichiro
siente muy identificado con los Gigantes de San Francisco. Yo creo que la organización porque él se siente más conectado con los Gigantes.
Sin duda, pero fíjate que entonces allí vemos a Ichiro, vemos a Ken Griffey, jugadores que a simple vista no compartieron con ellos o no fueron sus Derek Jeter, por ejemplo, que también ya lo vimos allí presentado. Lo importante de todos los electos anteriormente, Cal Ripken, de tomarse el tiempo de estar allí, de aprovechar este fin de semana para reunirse y también honrar a quienes ahora son sus pares en la inmortalidad del béisbol. Tú que te estás metido en lo interno, ¿lograste conseguir pistas de lo que va a ser el discurso de Andruw o de Carlos Beltrán?
No, pero yo creo que no se habló mucho de eso. Más bien, yo creo que una de las cosas que él va a mencionar, si hay algo que si hay alguna pista que yo creo que es lo que más está en la mente de Andruw Jones. Ayer tuve la oportunidad de conversar más en privado con él. Y lo que está en su mente realmente es su hijo Andruw Jones, quien está acá, uno de los mejores prospectos del béisbol. Y hoy está pensando más bien en cuál es la expectativa que esto está creando en el impacto de la carrera de Andruw Jones. Él está más preocupado porque su hijo haga una carrera por su cuenta y no una carrera reflejada en lo que su papá hizo, como él dice, porque es imposible que él haga lo que yo hice. Porque Andruw Jones fue un líder de serie mundial a los 19 años. Entonces, Andruw Jones no siguió un camino tradicional para llegar a ser una superestrella en el Salón de la Fama o una superestrella en el béisbol, pero su hijo sí está siguiendo ese patrón. Entonces, para su hijo pudiera terminar acá, no se sabe. Yo inclusive lo veo de una manera distinta a lo que puede ser Vladimir Guerrero. Puedes pensar en bueno, ¿cómo lo comparamos con Vladdy Jr.? Es otra cosa. Vladdy Jr. es una estrella desde que llegó a Grandes Ligas y su papá fue Salón de la Fama al mismo tiempo que llegó a las Grandes Ligas. Entonces, creo que la circunstancia también es distinta y Vladdy Jr. ha creado una carrera por él mismo, ¿no? Y de paso, está en la mente también de Vladimir Guerrero, papá, a todo momento. Tal vez la gran pregunta que todo el mundo se está haciendo, ¿por qué no está levantando tanto la bola este año Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? Pero les doy un dato, eso viene.
Sí, lo dijo el propio Vladdy Jr. recientemente. No se preocupen, que eso va a venir. Estamos en vivo.
La fórmula mágica de los honores de Vladdy Jr. va a comenzar en un par de semanas, va a comenzar a funcionar.
Cuéntame algo que no lo logré escuchar. ¿Hubo abucheos para el comisionado?
Sí, señor, como siempre.
Como siempre. Vamos a esperar los discursos. Eso sí vamos a tenerlo a full para todos ustedes porque es importante el testimonio. Vi a Andruw con una carpetica, así que creo que el hombre se va a explayar en sus palabras, porque ese mensaje es tan importante y tan significativo. Es un mensaje único. Ese es este día nada más que tienes la oportunidad de dejar claro lo que quieres decir y lo que representó para ti finalmente alcanzar, tras una carrera en las Grandes Ligas, la inmortalidad. Ya presentados todos y ya todos instalados, van a venir estos momentos de discursos allá en Cooperstown, esta ceremonia de exaltación de la clase 2026, conformada por el puertorriqueño Carlos Beltrán, por el curazoleño, el primero de esa bandera latino, Andruw Jones, y por supuesto con Jeff Kent, quien en una carrera sin duda alguna buena, abre un interesante debate para los jugadores de segunda base y los guarismos, los argumentos estadísticos que deben recopilar para finalmente conseguir esta exaltación al Salón de la Fama. Hoy el béisbol vuelve a tener una gran historia con estos tres jugadores. Te escucho.
Por cierto, mencionaba Jeff Kent, un jugador de Cardenales de Lara durante 2 temporadas allá en Venezuela, tremendo en los inicios de su carrera, un tremendo impacto para ese equipo de Cardenales.
¿Sí?
Fueron las primeras veces campeón. Ahora viene el nuevo.
Y por supuesto también está la presencia en su momento en Venezuela con el equipo de los Tiburones de La Guaira de el muy joven Andruw Jones, ya siendo una estrella del béisbol, que fue a darse su paso por el béisbol venezolano. Jugó como criollo, no recuerdo.
Sí.
En ese año con los Tiburones de La Guaira, entonces jugó como criollo Andruw Jones. Saludamos a todos los que están conectados, los que le están dando me gusta, los que están aquí en esta transmisión de Diamante 23, producto de la ceremonia de exaltación del Salón de la Fama 2026 desde Cooperstown, allá en el estado de New York. Carlos Beltrán, el puertorriqueño, el curazoleño Andruw Jones y el norteamericano Jeff Kent son hoy los que están siendo exaltados en el Salón de la Fama. La ceremonia protocolar, himnos nacionales y más está ahorita mismo llevándose a cabo en esta transmisión que compartimos para todos ustedes. León Telandino está en Cooperstown desde este fin de semana, compartiendo también en todas las redes sociales de Diamante 23 el contenido de lo que fue el desfile, siempre especial, siempre muy importante ese contacto y la ceremonia previa a esta exaltación con todas las actividades que se van haciendo durante el fin de semana. La presencia de los latinos, la mayoría de ellos en Cooperstown, los dominicanos, Marichal, Pedro Martínez, David Ortiz, Adrián Beltré, siempre presentes continuamente. Los puertorriqueños no estuvieron o no hemos visto, por lo menos hasta ahora, a Edgar Martínez en esta ceremonia. Voy a extrañar siempre a Roberto Alomar, quien ha sido vetado, excluido, quizás hasta de manera injusta, justo. Sin mayor explicación, pero es la realidad y por eso no le vemos a Roberto Alomar en estos actos. Está Pocho Rodríguez. Yo voy a hacer una mención especial a nuestro gran amigo Carlos Baerga, consecuente, amigo, seguidor de Carlos Beltrán, como boricua también. Yo siento también de que hoy debe ser un día duro para Carlos Baerga, perdón, porque Carlitos hoy, ya muchas reflexiones después y con la sinceridad que le caracteriza, sabe que él desperdició la oportunidad en su carrera de estar allí, de haber sido uno de los que por alguna razón quizás equivocó el camino de su carrera y no alcanzó esa inmortalidad que probablemente, de haber sostenido el nivel con el que Carlos Baerga se desempeñó en Grandes Ligas, hubiese reunido números, fíjate, como un caso Jeff Kent, un segunda base con buen bate que pudo haber reunido estadísticas para estar hoy en el Salón de la Fama, si él no hubiese cometido los errores que él mismo admite cometió a lo largo de su carrera.
Sí, efectivamente. Y cuando llegan este tipo de reflexiones, yo creo que el mensaje es para los peloteros jóvenes y para los peloteros de hoy en día, los que hoy en día están tratando de mantener y hacer una carrera longeva en Grandes Ligas. El tema es que muchos de ellos, como lo dicen los propios miembros del Salón de la Fama, ellos jamás se imaginaron que iban a terminar en Cooperstown hasta un cierto punto de su carrera. Y era porque era imposible creérselo. O sea, porque una cosa es creerse la película y otra cosa es hacer la película para que tú hagas la película realmente para hacerlo. Y hay una diferencia muy grande entre creerse la película que tú no has hecho y hacer la película y trabajar en la película. Entonces, yo siempre he pensado que este tipo de ceremonias invita a los jugadores a una reflexión profunda de lo que puede llegar a ser su carrera, de ver a todos estos mortales y decir, yo puedo hacer eso. Y no solo jugadores, sino todos los niños que juegan béisbol. O sea, de qué hicieron estos jugadores para poder alcanzar este nivel. Son de más de 20,000 peloteros que han llegado a Grandes Ligas en la historia, solamente 283 están acá. Entonces te dice mucho sobre la forma como estos jugadores enfrentaron su carrera. No todos son perfectos, hay muchos que cometieron errores, Hay muchos que para muchos han cometido también faltas y no deberían estar en el Salón de la Fama, porque esto es una combinación de no solo de rendimiento en el terreno de juego e impacto, sino también de lo que puede ser una carrera limpia fuera del terreno, porque aquí cuenta mucho el aspecto moral, el aspecto personal, la imagen pública, etc. Y al final todo eso es catalogado o evaluado por la prensa que cubre el béisbol, los escritores, y eso muchas veces hay peloteros que no lo entienden. No entenderlo es prácticamente luchar en contra del sistema.
Correctamente. Hay un nutrido número de jugadores que han jugado el béisbol, que han llegado al nivel más alto que son las grandes ligas, pero hay un reducido número de jugadores que se han elevado o han llevado su nivel de carrera al más alto, que es finalmente conseguir la exaltación al Salón de la Fama. Ceremonia de exaltación que estamos compartiendo con todos ustedes y muy importante para nuestro público también tener al puertorriqueño Carlos Beltrán, al curazoleño Andruw, y estamos en vivo desde Cooperstown, allí en ese templo del Salón de la Fama, donde hay más de 280 exjugadores de grandes ligas y que 86 de ellos han sido lanzadores, 20 solo receptores, 28 primeras bases, 21 jugadores han defendido la segunda base, entre ellos Jeff Kent, hoy exaltado, 19 terceras bases, 26 campos cortos, 23 jardineros izquierdos, 26 centerfields, y allí estuvo Andruw Jones como uno de los mejores, y 29 jardineros derechos. Allí contabilizamos a Carlos Beltrán hoy en esta ceremonia de exaltación, Salón de la Fama 2026. León Telandino, Gilberto González con todos ustedes acá en vivo en Diamante 23, a la espera de los discursos que a continuación vamos a disfrutar en esta transmisión del canal oficial del béisbol en español. Hacemos una pausa mientras llegan las palabras de Andruw Jones, de Carlos Beltrán y de Jeff Kent en esta ceremonia de exaltación del Salón de la Fama 2026.
Estás viendo Sports Max News. Vamos más allá del resultado.
Last July, we sadly lost Ryne Sandberg, who retired in 1997 with more home runs than any second baseman in Major League history. A 10-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glove Award winner, and 7-time Silver Slugger Award winner, he earned National League MVP honors in 1984. That season, he led the Cubs to the National League Eastern Division title and their first playoff appearance in nearly 40 years. A member of the class of 2005, he is one of the most beloved Chicago Cubs of all time, and we will deeply miss him. In February, we lost Bill Mazeroski, who was a 10-time All-Star and one of the greatest defensive second basemen of all time, winning 8 Gold Glove Awards and setting a major league record for career double plays at his position. He will forever be known for his 9th-inning, game-winning home run in Game 7 of the 1960 World Series, giving the Pirates a World Series championship. To this day, it remains the only walk-off home run to clinch a title in Game 7. While that homer helped cement his place in the Hall of Fame's class of 2001, his deeply emotional speech will forever be remembered as truly reflecting what it means to every Hall of Fame inductee to have a plaque on the wall in Cooperstown, and he did it in just over 3 minutes. Maz was a beloved member of the Hall of Fame family and will be missed. Bobby Cox passed away in May at the age of 84. The longtime Atlanta Braves manager ranks 4th all-time with 2,504 victories, including 6 100-win seasons. After serving as a player and a general manager, Bobby guided Atlanta to an unprecedented 14 consecutive division championships from 1991 to 2005 and led the franchise to the 1995 World Series title. Known as the ultimate player's manager, his calm but very fiery demeanor led him to a major league record of 162 ejections. A member of the class of 2014, he became one of the game's most revered managers. I would like to ask you now to please observe a moment of silence as we remember these 3 men who dedicated their lives to baseball and whose legacies will be preserved in the Hall of Fame forever. Thank you. As I have said many times before, the National Baseball Hall of Fame is an extraordinary place. While many things have changed about our great game over the years, the Hall of Fame will always stand for character, sportsmanship, integrity, respect, and excellence each and every day. And no one has described it better than the late Whitey Herzog, a St. Louis Cardinals legend and a member of the Hall of Fame's class of 2010, when he said, being elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown is like going to heaven before you die. There's not a man seated behind me that would disagree with Whitey. Of the 351 plaques that hang in our gallery, 278 are players, just 1% of those who have ever played the game, 1%. And they are joined by 40 pioneers and executives, including our only female inductee, Effa Manley, 23 managers, and 10 umpires. And of those 351 legends of the game, a record number, 60 of them, are sitting behind me. And today, they are joined by Carlos Beltrán, Andruw Jones, and Jeff Kent. As every one of you know, they have each had tremendous baseball careers, and like the men they are joining, define the greatness of the game. And I would like you to turn your attention, please, to our video monitor, as it is time to induct the first of our 3 new members of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, Jeff Kent.
Jeff's a different dude. He's Jeff Kent. That's all I can say. You don't know anybody like Jeff Kent. He was so consistent in his personality. He'd say him every day. I mean, every day. And you really couldn't tell if he was going good or bad. You couldn't tell if he was happy or unhappy. But every once in a while, he'd crack a smile when he did something well.
Monster home run for Jeff Kent. Jeff Kent, as he has hit for the cycle. Jeff Kent to center field, and this is a bomb.
I mean, this guy was a competitor, and he came to play every day.
Stay hot, Jeff Kent. Jeff Kent has just left the building. It ain't coming back.
It's really been a huge RBI, man.
Jeff was fearless. He was standing there and turn a double play.
He turns the double play, even with the runners bearing right down on top of him. Yes, he does. He is fearless.
You know, he didn't have the fluidity of some of the other guys that were real smooth. He worked on it.
Kent going out. Can he get there? And he makes the catch.
That's a good feeling when you know the ball is hit at him. You're going to be out.
Diving Kent to his right, throws from a knee. Beautiful play.
The National League most valuable player, Giants second baseman Jeff Kent.
That year, when they asked me who I thought the MVP was, I thought it was Jeff. You know, to hit 334, I mean, that's unheard of. And 33 home runs, power, and driving 125 runs.
Well, there's a shot to left center field in the gap, and Kent has driven in 6.
The second home run of the game for Kent.
Jeff was huge. He was picking up a lot of RBIs because they were walking Barry a lot. Okay, you can walk Barry if you want to, but you got Jeff Kent coming up next.
The other manager walks the guy to load the bases. What's he thinking about right now? He knows that he's got a chance to do just that.
When I started looking at these numbers, and that's what really made me even more than ever wanted to put my 2 cents in for Jeff being in the Hall of Fame. Because, like, sometimes it's numbers, sometimes it's personality, sometimes it's a combination, but most of the time it's numbers. And so if you're going to go on numbers, winning, what a guy means to his team, well, to me, Jeff should have been in a long time ago. He asked me to go. You know, he's my first player to go in the Hall of Fame, you know, to play for me. It's going to be fun, and, you know, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to see if Jeff either cracks a smile or if he starts crying, because either one of them, I'm going to be surprised.
Jeff, would you please join me? As chairman of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, it is my honor, Jeff, to welcome you into the Hall of Fame family and to ask Commissioner Manfred to please read the inscription on your plaque.
Jeffrey Franklin Kent. Jeff, Toronto, AL, 1992. New York, NL, 1992 to 1996. Cleveland, AL, 1996. San Francisco, NL, 1997 to 2002. Houston, NL, 2003 to 2004. Los Angeles, NL, 2005 to 2008. Record-setting second baseman parlayed intense style of play and relentless drive into new run-producing standards for middle infielders. Earned National League Most Valuable Player Award in 2000 with .334 batting average, 33 home runs, and 125 RBI. Homered 37 times in 2002 to help the Giants to NL pennant. A durable 5-time All-Star, he reached the 20 homer mark 12 times and established a new benchmark for career home runs by a second baseman with 377. Produced 8 seasons with at least 100 RBI, most ever at the position.
Each year, our Hall of Fame inductees receive a new ring that commemorates their induction. The ring is very unique. It recognizes each Hall of Famer with his last name, position, and year of induction. Jeff, your Hall of Fame induction ring.
Tom Verducci, the emotion's already starting to come out when he was watching the piece, Dusty Baker talking about him. And I got to believe it has a lot to do with the fact that he put this to bed. He didn't think this was ever going to be a possibility.
No, I mean, it's an incredible story when you think about it. He was kicked off his high school baseball team for an attitude problem. He walked on at Cal. He was never a first-team all-conference player there. He broke his wrists his junior year, so he was drafted number 523 in the 20th round. Now here he is being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And it took a Veterans Committee to put him in.
Well, yeah, and the thing that stood out to me was Dusty said, this is my first player that's gone into the Hall of Fame. Well, he had Ken Griffey Jr. too, but this is his first player. He inherited Griffey. This was his guy. He traded for, wanted this guy, and this is his player.
It was a great
that
piece.
He fought for.
Here now, Hall of Famer Jeff Kent.
Dusty knows me too well, probably better than my dad does. I'll try not to cry now, but it's coming, no doubt. I have never seen so many manual air conditioners going on out in. It's 110 degrees if that makes you feel any cooler, but I'm glad we are here. This is special to see family and friends and fans that have come so far to listen to us give our eulogy, if you will, of our baseball careers while we're still living. What was special to me is being able to stand behind stage and now look at all these legends that are sitting behind me. I'm grateful that they are here to listen to me speak and grateful that you are here as well. There was a time in my life where I played baseball when I was young that I never dreamed of being here on this stage. There were more important things in my life than baseball. One of them was a pickup truck. When I was 16 years old, I was racing motorcycles and driving my great-grandparents' old Plymouth Volare, and my dad knew motorcycles weren't taking me anywhere, so he made me a bet. He knew that if I were to earn a college scholarship that he'd buy me a pickup truck. My dad was a simple guy, a police officer in Southern California, and that's about all we could afford extra at that time in my life, and that truck meant everything to me. So I quit racing and focused on school and baseball and won that baseball scholarship because I got that truck. That truck is still with me. It sits in my garage as a simple reminder that some of the simplest things, the simplest things can change the entire direction of your life. Standing on the stage reminds me why different people come and connect to this game. For some, it's a shared passion, a time spent with family and friends. For others, it's an opportunity. And for me, it was just a simple plan of a college education and a better way of life for my family. A few months ago when my wife and I had a chance to visit the Hall of Fame Museum just a few months ago, I finally realized the weight that this game carries. The halls are filled with stories that you can't experience anywhere else. And to know that I get to be a part of that history, standing alongside the legends that I grew up watching. I've used the word and I still don't understand it, but overwhelming doesn't even begin to describe it. This day isn't about me, though. This day is about baseball. It's a celebration of baseball, and I just happen to be a part of it. Baseball was here long before me. It's going to be long after I sit back down. But standing up here with these guys sitting behind me, I've never felt more humbled and more grateful in my entire life. To Jane and the entire team at the Hall of Fame, thank you for the passion that you pour into preserving this game's stories. These stories have the opportunity to move people. They moved me, and they matter more now than ever. And to the ERA Committee, thank you Thank you for the debate that you put in, for the time, and for recognizing that I try to represent this game with integrity. To be voted in by members who have lived this game at the highest level is incredibly humbling. And I'm still struggling to find the words, the right words to explain my gratitude. Hall of Famers Joe Morgan and Ryan Sandberg spoke about playing the game the right way, and I'm grateful that the committee saw some of that in me. I never had a chance to meet Ryan, but I watched him play every day because I wanted to be like you. He played with respect, he played with toughness, and he played with a quiet fire. And I hope he knows that a lot of us who came after him play that way as well. To my fellow inductees, Carlos and Andruw. Carlos, I got to play with you for a time in Houston, and I got to witness firsthand that you were one of the most complete players of our generation. Andruw, we went at it plenty when you were with the Braves, brother. You were a fierce center fielder and a big-time power hitter. And I am honored that I get to get inducted with two guys I had a chance to play with. My journey started in Toronto in 1992, and what an awesome team that was. Cito Gaston gave a kid straight out of AA a chance, and Big Dave Winfield took a skinny rookie teammate under his wing. I'll never forget sitting in the corner of that locker room trying to stay out of his way, watching him prepare every single day. One day when things were tough, Dave sat down in my locker and told me that the team needed me down the stretch. That moment shaped how I carried myself the rest of my career. Thank you, Dave. I also learned the business of the baseball real fast, because not too long after that, Cito Gaston gave me a call at 3 o'clock in the morning after a long road trip and told me I'd been traded to the Mets. And they needed me that day to play in a doubleheader. And what a whirlwind that was. New York was something that I was not prepared for. You learn about pressure and accountability and responsibility fast in that city, and if you don't, it'll chew you up. But I am without a doubt grateful for every minute of it. My locker mate those first couple years was Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray didn't know what to make of me. I had a habit of running my mouth when I was a young kid. But Eddie didn't run his mouth. He showed up prepared and performed every single day. One day I asked Eddie, I said, hey, how do you stay so calm with the bases loaded? He told me he focused on the one, not the 3 RBI sitting out there, but just the one on third base. That lesson of keeping things simple stayed with me forever. Your emotions will get the better of you in this game. Players who control them the best are the ones who will last. Dallas Green was our manager, and he coached us by playing with your head and heart, and that there will be no excuses for failure. If you prepared and competed, he had your back, and that helped shape the understanding that respect in this game comes from effort and accountability, not talk. San Francisco was home. San Francisco is where every lesson I'd learned finally came together. Brian Sabian, general manager there, deserves a lot of credit for trading for me and bringing in a whole new core of players like JT Snow, Jose Vizcaino, Kurt Reeder, and Bill Miller was another one, our third baseman. He mixed us in with Barry Bonds, one of the most talented players this game has ever seen, and we were destined for success. Sabes trusted his own evaluations and stood by them, and he never was afraid of a strong personality, which, lucky for me, worked out for both of us. Before I ever put on the Giants uniform, though, Ned Coletti got to learn who I was, not just by the numbers, but how I prepared and how I competed. That meant a lot. The group that Brian built started out as Game 7 losers in the 2002 World Series, but eventually turned that organization into 3-time World Series champions in 5 years. That's a testament to how well those two men read talent and built culture. They did it. Yeah, keep clapping, Dusty, because I'm coming to you next. The team wasn't complete without a leader, and I had the best one there was, Dusty Baker. He was the right man at the right time for me, and I'm naturally a half-empty guy. I see what's broken and I want to fix it. That's probably what drew me to this game. But looking back, I think I complicated the game a lot more than it needed to be, and Dusty was the opposite. Dusty didn't complicate the game. He respected it. I could feel his passion in winning and everything he did. Even those toothpicks you used to chew out. What was great about Dusty is he'd reach you on your level, though. He'd reach you on your level and elevate your thinking and your drive. That was what was special. And I flourished in that environment and under his leadership. And I'm forever grateful for that, Dusty. Thank you. And I can't talk about San Francisco without talking about the fans. I see some orange and black out there. It's a long way for you guys to come, but I see some of you out there. And thank you for coming. It was an honor to play for you. You guys were sellout crowds every game, every year. Once we moved to that downtown beautiful stadium, it was a pleasure to play there. My time in Houston meant more to me than the length on a baseball card would suggest. Jerry Huntsicker was the GM there, knew me by my Mets days and believed in me enough to bring me in as a free agent. That trust mattered. And getting to play alongside the killer bees of Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, and Lance Berkman was special. Didn't last as long as I wanted it to, but it left a permanent mark on me for what real leadership and accountability looked like. And my career ended with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I'm forever grateful to that organization for allowing me to finish so close to home. I grew up in Southern California, and to put that uniform on in front of my family and friends and the SoCal fans meant more than words can say. I took pride in playing second base, a position that keeps you in every play and demands toughness. But my bat was always my ticket. I learned a long time ago from Tommy Lasorda, one of the best motivators in the game, a simple truth that I live by for my whole career. The money lies in the RBIs. I've got some bling. If I was going to win, I knew I needed to produce runs. That became my focus, and as a middle infielder of my era, I'm proud that I set the bar for run production. That focus on production defined a big part of my career, but none of it would matter without the family who stood by me. Every high and every low in this great game I've experienced with my wife, Dana. You're not crying. Dana, you walked into the Hall of Fame with me a few months ago and watched me try to put 20 years of experience into words. And you've been doing that with me patiently for a lot longer than that. Thank you. I've got some good-looking boys sitting down here, and some of the most meaningful moments of my career came from when coaching my boys when I retired. I swore I would not be a Little League coach when I retired, and that's what I became. My youngest, Caden, has taken to this game even more than I did at his age, and that's a little scary. He was drafted last year by the New York Yankees, and that was one of the most proud moments of my life. Not because of the uniform, but because I know how hard he worked to get there. To my daughter, Lauren, and my sons, Hunter, Colton, and Caden, thank you for living this journey with me. Baseball asked a lot of our family, and you gave everything right alongside me. My family sitting here is who I am and why I do what I do. Mom and Dad, being here is a long way from those days of playing baseball in the streets that I grew up in. But your example of dedication to family has made all this possible. Thank you. Great journeys don't steer themselves. Jeff Klein, You and I were introduced when I was just a rookie, didn't know how to navigate this game. You've been with me for a long time with personal advice and career advice as well, and I thank you for being a true friend, Jeff. Thank you. This game gave me more than a career. It gave me lessons that I carry beyond the field. Discipline, accountability, and work ethic. And I always believe how you play this game matters. Integrity matters. Competing while respecting your teammates and your opponents and the game itself, that matters. And I'm grateful to everyone who appreciated that I tried to play the game the right way. That respect means more than any statistic ever could. Baseball has never been better. Baseball has never been more popular. My hope is that it continues to bring people together and makes them want to keep coming back to the ballpark. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for celebrating this game, and thank you to the National Baseball Hall of Fame for preserving something that means so much to so many. Thank you.
A very well-paced speech by Jeff Kent as he battled the emotions, talking about his family and so many men that helped him along the way. Andruw Jones' speech is after the break.
That round helps people with obesity lose weight and keep it off.
En todas partes, Diamante 23, el centro de información, opinión y análisis del béisbol. Producciones originales en vivo, al pulso del juego minuto a minuto en las redes sociales, plataformas digitales y en Sports Max News en tu servicio de televisión. Diamante23.com, con las perspectivas y lectura de altura, elevando el nivel donde quieras. Como lo quieras, líderes globales en tráfico e información del juego en español con los protagonistas y desde el terreno. Te damos el enfoque único del juego alrededor del juego. Disponible para ti todo el día, todos los días. Diamante 23, el canal oficial del béisbol.
El análisis del béisbol, la opinión experta. Invitados, discusiones.
Aquí donde no estoy de acuerdo yo.
Porque Juan Sox, porque Aaron Judge le dieron el billetazo.
Y toda la emoción del juego alrededor del juego, como solo la disfrutas en Diamante 23. Llega ahora a Sports Max News todos los días desde las 11 de la mañana. Llénate de todo el contexto del béisbol con la programación de Diamante 23. Disponible en tu proveedor local de programación Simple TV, Inter, Net 1 y a través de la app MyPlay TV en rojo. Diamante 23 está en Sports Max News. Vamos más allá del resultado.
Sports Max News. Todo sobre el mundo del deporte está aquí. Somos tu ventana ideal. Sports Max News. Conoce sus glorias. Sé parte de los momentos. Escribe la historia del deporte junto a nosotros. Sports Max News. Vamos más allá del resultado.
En todas partes, Diamante 23, el centro de información, opinión y análisis del béisbol. Producciones originales en vivo, al pulso del juego minuto a minuto en las redes sociales, plataformas digitales y en Sports Max News en tu servicio de televisión. Diamante23.com, con las perspectivas y lectura de altura, elevando el nivel donde quieras. Como lo quieras, líderes globales en tráfico e información del juego en español con los protagonistas y desde el terreno. Te damos el enfoque único del juego alrededor del juego. Disponible para ti todo el día, todos los días. Diamante 23, el canal oficial del béisbol.
Ok,
looking up to Ryan Sandberg. Well, Andruw Jones looked up to Ken Griffey Jr. So with him sitting behind him, it could be pretty emotional for Andruw. They get along so well. Quick story. You remember the play Willie Mays makes over the shoulder? Great story. Griffey saw us tell him, "You're older than me. You were in right field yelling at Mays, second, second, second." That's how close they are, joking with each other.
That's great. A good group of fans here in Cooperstown that love Andruw Jones and the Atlanta Braves. Let's go back to the podium and Jane Forbes Clark.
And we hope that all of you have a chance to visit the wonderful museum shop that you just saw. It really is terrific. And with that said, I would like to call your attention to the video monitor for a short presentation about our second 2026 inductee, Andruw Jones.
My first impressions of Andruw was we knew we had this young stud from Curacao. The ball off the bat was the first thing that kind of stood out. When you saw him take BP, you're like, wow, he's got electricity off the bat.
Home run number 1. Welcome to the big leagues, Andruw Jones.
Then the biggest thing that you notice is his ability to defend.
Oh, Andruw Jones with a magnificent catch.
Super fast.
This might be the best catch I've ever seen.
Had a great jump, had a great instinct.
Andrew's throw is going to
He was electric in every way and pretty cocky.
Oh, Andruw Jones again.
It was a controlled arrogance that he knew he was really good.
I tell you that I will get any balls that can hit impossible in the ballpark.
He was the best center fielder I've ever seen. His ability to know where to go and his feel for the game and positioning. From a defensive standpoint, I never saw anybody better.
A diving catch ends the game. Andruw Jones does it again.
Without Andruw Jones, I don't know that I had the career that I would have had. I was a fly ball pitcher. He saved me a lot of runs. I just saw more hitters shake their heads when they thought they had a double or they thought they had a single, and he just took it away.
That would have been a double at least.
Glavine and Maddox may have given Andruw some days off because they were ground ball pitchers, but I'm sure he pretty much knew when I got on the mound that he was going to have a lot of action.
Big-time performance by this talented Atlanta outfielder.
He caught a ball over his shoulders with his feet up on the wall.
He made the catch. What a play.
Spider-Man catch with his back to home plate. To this day, I just still can't believe he caught that ball.
Everybody will be seeing this on national highlight reels.
For Atlanta Braves fans, man, were they treated to a highlight reel every game.
Many people around baseball say Andruw Jones is the most exciting and best center fielder in the game.
He saw the game differently, and that's that unique skill set where he was wiry, he could steal bases, he could do whatever he wanted to do, and his power came relatively easy.
Andruw Jones, another game-winning bomb.
The bright lights were never going to get Andruw Jones. If there's anybody that could walk into Yankee Stadium, not care, not even feel like this is that big of a deal, and his first 2 swings to hit home runs off Andy Pettit.
Deep in the air to left field.
The youngest player ever to homer in a World Series game.
What a performance by the 19-year-old Andruw Jones. We're only in the 3rd inning.
And you could just tell Andruw was meant for this. Going up to the plate and hitting those 2 home runs was like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
19 years old, you're not supposed to be doing this.
I was super happy for him.
Today, Andruw Jones becomes a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Welcome to Cooperstown.
The moment to see him inducted, I think, is full circle for our franchise, for the run we were on, for where we were before Andruw got to us, and where we went.
14 consecutive division titles for your Atlanta Braves.
Glavine and Maddox, Chipper, now Andruw. It's why we had the success we did.
They want a curtain call. He'll oblige.
He's the measuring stick. I don't know if you'll ever see a better combination of offense and defense.
Andruw, as chairman of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, it is my honor to welcome you into the Hall of Fame family and to ask Commissioner Manfred to read the inscription on your plaque.
Andruw Rudolph Bernardo Jones, Atlanta, NL, 1996 through 2007, Los Angeles, NL, 2008, Texas, AL, 2009, Chicago, AL, 2010, New York, AL, 2011 through 2012. Elite defensive center fielder, saved runs with his glove while delivering middle-of-the-order power for a Braves team that advanced to the postseason in each year of his first decade in the big leagues. At 19 years old in 1996 debut, Curacao native became youngest player ever to homer in the World Series, hitting a pair in Game 1. From 1998 through 2007, averaged 35 home runs and better than 100 RBI while earning Gold Glove awards all 10 years. One of only 4 players with at least 10 Gold Gloves and 400 home runs, 434 total.
And Andruw, I would like to present you with your Hall of Fame ring.
Hey, Tom, it's hard to imagine 9 years ago, year 1 on the ballot, he got 7.3% of the vote. And here he is today.
Yeah, it's the lowest percentage in the first year ever for an eventual Hall of Famer. And after listening to Jeff Kent and the way he paid homage to Eddie Murray, Dave Winfield, Dusty Baker, I'm just struck by the connection of eras and generations. And with Andruw Jones, one of his early coaches with the Braves was Willie Stargell, who told him, I think you're going to join me in the Hall of Fame one day.
Wow.
Here we are.
That's pretty amazing. I'm looking at the fact that I haven't come up with that group of guys and the connection there. Greatness comes being surrounded by great people too. And I don't know if Andruw Jones gets to this pinnacle peak if he doesn't have Glavine, Maddox, Smoltz in the group.
Wow, this is amazing feeling. First of all, I want to thank baseball writers for voting me in the Hall of Fame. Getting that phone call, the most memorable moment in my time. There's no greater honor to be here in baseball. I want to thank Jane and everyone at the Hall of Fame for being so generous to me and my family. There's no better feeling than being here today at Cooperstown. Also, I want to congrats my fellow inductees, Carlos Beltrán, Jeff Kent, and their family. This is a day we're never going to forget. I feel like a rookie today, surrounded by all these amazing Hall of Famers behind me. There are so many guys here that I love to watch play, and I'm happy to be here with them today. I never got to see Willie Mays play, so Ken Griffey was my guy. I wanted to be like him. For me and Carlos and John Griffey, Willie and this other great center fielder in the Hall of Fame is hard to put a word to. There's no easy way to get here from the small island of Curacao, more than 2,000 miles away, but today Cooperstown and Curacao are forever joined together. Being the first Hall of Famer from my island is an incredible moment. That's why they make such a memorable day. I'm overjoyed to share this day with people from my homeland. So many people helped me get here, helped me get the journey of loving this game and make it here to the Major League. I want to send a special thank you to Ronnie Chirino and Ernst Mayer. They not make it here, but I want to send a shout out to them. Thank you for making me love the game. All the players from Curaçao own the tip of the cap to Hansel Mullins, the first player to reach Major League for our island. Bam Bam opened the door for many others to chase their dream of being a professional. When I made it to Atlanta, I knew I could aspire others from Curaçao to reach Major League, to watch Ozzy Albies, Jerson Profart, Jonathan Scope, Anderson Simmons, Kenley Jansen, Jair Jurgen, Sedan Rafaela, Ivan Coffey, Randall Simon, Jurando de Castro, Sharon Martins, Roger Bernardina, Coco Baranti, and Sheraton Apostle. I'm so proud of you guys. To the people of Curaçao, this is truly for you guys. Thank you, Donkey. I want to say something in Papiamento for the fans back home. Un isla tan chiquito como Corsol, jugó y talento, pa un Corsol, nací na Corsol, hay chance de llegar grandes ligas y así azanha como assim, é suporte gostando da minha área completo, me orgulhoso que você está aqui na água e Corsol sempre está adiante. Thank you. This moment is a bittersweet because my father, Henry Jones, is not here today. Dad passed away 10 years ago. He showed me how to work hard and play for what it takes to become a successful baseball player and a great person. Because he played center field, I wanted to be a center fielder. And he passed down every bit of knowledge to the game to me, like how to read balls off the bat. He hit me fly balls from foul pole to foul pole every time in Curaçao, so I can track balls down because the ocean breeze make tracking balls very difficult on the island. He also showed me how to build strong wrists by rolling a sledgehammer. Everything he taught me had a purpose. Henry Jones was a legend in Curaçao, a great player in his own right. And I'm not standing here in Cooperstown without his constant coaching. Dad, we did it. I know you looking down on me now and with a big smile, and I love it. I love you very much. To my biggest fan, Carmen Jones. Thank you for being an amazing mom and raising me the right way. You taught me how to be humble. You taught me so many things in life. I know you didn't like when I strike out, but it happened. I have to face so many guys that's behind me, and some of them embarrass me a lot. To my big sister, Angie, you always been supporting me since I was a little kid. Thank you for being there with me throughout my journey, supporting me, just being that big sister. Nicole, you've been with me throughout my career. Thank you for being an amazing mother and understand the life of a baseball player. To all my kids, Drew and Madison, you understand that Dad was not there as much I wanted to be. I'm so proud of you guys. I love you all. A big thank you to all my friends and family that are here today and the ones that's not here. I want to send a shout out to, I say earlier, to Curaçao. I want to shout out to some of my family that are from Aruba. I want to send some families that is in Venezuela. Thank you for the support. I couldn't do it without you guys. From a moment I signed as a 16-year-old, Atlanta Braves treated me as a family. I want to thank all Atlanta Scout, Giovanni Vicesa, Bill Clark, Paul Snyder, Carlos Rios, who signed me as an international signing free agent at 1993. I was excited to start my journey, and I couldn't pick a better team. To all my minor league managers, Paul Rongi, Jim Saul, Nelson Normal, Randy Engel, Jeff Cox, Bill Dancy, and all the coaching staff to prepare me to be a Major League Baseball player. Thank you. I also was fortunate to work with great coaches, Gary Pettis and Hall of Famer Willie Stargell. Thank you. Nobody in the Braves organization had a bigger impact on me than manager Bobby Cox. He put a 19-year-old in the World Series in lineup and believed in me. Bobby had confidence in me and helped me become the best player I could have been. He commanded respect, create a winning culture. You play hard, you play to win, and you play always give your honest effort. Simple rules to play the game. For my 12 years with the Braves, he was my only manager. He was like a second father to me. I know he's looking down, laughing, and be so happy for me and my family. Thank you, Bobby. And if I was in a slump, Bobby would send me to Hank Aaron office, and I felt like I was going in to see it like somebody that I was in trouble. But Hank never talked with me about baseball. He always talked, how's your family? How's everything? How's your kids? He meant to try to relax your mind and take your mind away from the game because he knew how hard the game was. Hank was one of the greatest ever to play this game and an even better human being. We miss you, Hank. Thank you. It's an honor to join Hall of Famer Chipper Jones, my brother from another mother, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Fred McGriff, Ichiro Suzuki, CeCe Sebastian, Derek Jeter. I know Mariano is not here today. It was a pleasure to play with you guys. Larry Wayne Jones, some call him Chipper. Chipper pushed for me for my induction for many years. The Jones boys are in Cooperstown now. Thank you. To put the Braves jersey was special. Special thank you to former general manager, team president, Hall of Famer John Schuerholz, executive Terry McGirt, Derek Schiller that took the train here. I'm proud of you. Alex Antopoulos, Mike Bland, and entire front office, especially Brad Jones that made everything happen we see all these beautiful people with the 25 hat. To all the coaches, trainer, medical staff, clubhouse attendant, PR, and all of those who work hard behind the scenes in Atlanta, thank you. And a special thank you to my clubhouse kids that I always did the run to KFC for me, Tony and Calvin. Thank you for the runs. And I want to take this time to salute the best fan in the world. It didn't matter if we were in Chicago, New York, or LA, or whatever we win, you guys supported us. It's an honor to have a Braves hat on my plaque. Thank you, Braves country. While most of my career took place in Atlanta, I also played for the Dodgers, Rangers, White Sox, and Yankees. I was lucky to play for manager, Hall of Famer Joe Torre, Ron Washington, Ozzie Guillen, and Joe Girardi. Shout out to all my teammates to pushing me to where I am today. I want to say thank you to the fans in Japan. I played 2 years over there. I won a championship in 2013. Thank you for taking me in there and let me run and win a championship over there in Japan. Thank you. Also want to thank my agent, longtime agent, since he believed in me and carried me on through ups and downs. Scott Boras, Mike Fiore, the whole Boras Corporation. Thank you for all you guys did for me and my family. I love this game. Baseball has given me so much and has been a part of my entire life. Throwing the ball with my dad, the ups and downs of my career, and now still working for the Atlanta Braves organization, I won't change it for anything. Hitting home runs are great, but I took a lot of pride in my defense because that was winning games. And the Braves won a lot of games because of pitching and defense. You can go 0 for 4 and still impact the game by taking away singles and extra base hit. I work hard on my routes and the preparation. I wanted to be the best center fielder. I never played this game thinking about going into the Hall of Fame. I was blessed to play for an amazing organization with a winning culture. The game is a lot easier when you focus on the team, not yourself. That's the beauty of the game. But when baseball is your life, there's no way to put in words what it means to finish a career with a Hall of Fame plaque. To everyone who helped me on my journey from Curacao to Cooperstown, thank you and God bless.
He was mentored by legends. Willie Stargell mentioned. The great Bobby Cox. Yes, even Hank Aaron.
No, they had a lot of people who had their hands on him, man. And greatness attracts greatness.
After the break, Carlos Beltran's speech.
En todas partes, Diamante 23, el centro de información, opinión y análisis del béisbol. Producciones originales en vivo, al pulso del juego minuto a minuto en las redes sociales, plataformas digitales y en Sports Max News en tu servicio de televisión. Diamante23.com, con las perspectivas y lectura de altura, elevando el nivel donde quieras. Como lo quieras, líderes globales en tráfico e información del juego en español con los protagonistas y desde el terreno. Te damos el enfoque único del juego alrededor del juego. Disponible para ti todo el día, todos los días. Diamante 23, el canal oficial del béisbol.
El análisis del béisbol, la opinión experta.
Gente de qué.
Invitados, discusiones.
Aquí donde no estoy de acuerdo yo
Porque
contigo,
Juan
siempre
Sox, porque Aaron Judge le dieron el billetazo.
Y toda la emoción del juego alrededor del juego, como solo la disfrutas en Diamante 23. Llega ahora a Sports Max News todos los días desde las 11 de la mañana. Llénate de todo el contexto del béisbol con la programación de Diamante 23. Disponible en tu proveedor local de programación Simple TV, Inter, Net 1 y a través de la app MyPlay TV en rojo. Diamante 23 está en Sports Max News. Vamos más allá del resultado.
Sports Max News. Todo sobre el mundo del deporte está aquí. Somos tu ventana ideal. Sports Max News. Conoce sus glorias. Sé parte de los momentos. Escribe la historia del deporte junto a nosotros. Sports Max News. Vamos más allá del resultado.
En todas partes, Diamante 23, el centro de información, opinión y análisis del béisbol. Producciones originales en vivo, al pulso del juego minuto a minuto en las redes sociales, plataformas digitales y en Sports Max News en tu servicio de televisión. Diamante23.com, con las perspectivas y lectura de altura, elevando el nivel donde quieras. Como lo quieras. Líderes globales en tráfico e información del juego en español con los protagonistas y desde el terreno. Te damos el enfoque único del juego alrededor del juego. Disponible para ti todo el día, todos los días. Diamante 23, el canal oficial del béisbol.
So many Puerto Rican baseball players in the big leagues.
Well, we're hearing great testimony to how this quote-unquote American pastime is truly an international game. You heard Andruw Jones, the first Hall of Famer out of the island of Curacao, speak, paying homage to Hensley Bam Bam Eulens, the first major leaguer from that country, and now Carlos Beltrán, the sixth Hall of Famer from the island of Puerto Rico. So proud of that.
No matter what uniform he wore, he was the star, whether it's the Royals, the Astros, the Mets, the Cardinals. Let's go back to the podium.
As we look to honor our third inductee, I would like to call your attention back to the video monitor for a short presentation about our 2026 inductee, Carlos Beltrán.
When I think of Carlos Beltrán, I think of a complete player.
He can play a great center field. He can steal a base. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
This is a fight-tool guy that at the beginning of his career, he was more defensive.
Beltrán on the run. Johnson makes the catch.
And even Delgado just said, wow.
But then as he got older, hit for power, a lot of home runs, almost 1,600 RBIs.
Patazo, vuela, 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 vuela. Aquí Carlitos Beltrán.
I also think of somebody that really cares about the game, passionate about the game, to the point that later in his career, they wanted him to be a veteran mentor type guy. So it goes to tell you how important Carlos Beltrán is.
And that's why they got Carlos Beltrán.
If you try to keep up with Carlos' routine, he will run you to the ground. His preparation was second to none. So Carlos will go take 200 swings from the left side, take 200 swings from the right side. And I think his personality also helps. He's so even-keeled, so laid back. It's like, okay, no big deal. Let's go do this. He was ready for that moment.
Carlos Beltrán has matched Barry Bonds' 8 home runs in the postseason, and he's done it in about half the games.
Make no mistake, he might seem shy, introvert a little bit. But he was a great leader, very passionate and very competitive. That's what you see in Carlos, competitiveness at his best.
Carlos Beltrán is almost unstoppable right now.
When I got to New York in 2006, I get the opportunity to play with Beltrán. I got to see Carlos play every day, and he was the best show in town.
He lifts it to deep right. That ball is out of here. The Mets win the ball game.
We used to go take batting practice every single day. I pretty much knew Carlos Beltrán's swing like the back of my hand. It was a great opportunity to watch greatness every day.
Beltrán has hit this one a long, long ways.
And he was unbelievable at center field.
Diving, and he made the catch.
He made every play look so easy.
Goes up the hill, and he makes the catch. Well, you saw the greatest catch ever made on this hill.
It was a fun 3 years that we had together over there in New York.
This is Jack O'Connell with Baseball Writers Association of America. I'm calling you from Cooperstown. The baseball writers have elected you to the Hall of Fame.
Carlos Beltrán going to the Hall of Fame is a celebration of Puerto Rican baseball. We want younger kids to watch the likes of Carlos Beltrán, giving an opportunity for other kids to chase that dream that he had and that he accomplished.
Today, Carlos Beltrán becomes a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Carlos Beltrán had a remarkable career. You look at his numbers, he'll be up there with the best that ever played the game. And when you compare with others, you're going to go, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was that good. Not too many people go out there, have 20-year career and did what he did. For us that saw him develop, watch him on an everyday basis, we're not surprised.
Carlos, please join me. As chairman of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, it is my honor, Carlos, to welcome you into the Hall of Fame family and to ask Commissioner Manfred to read the inscription on your plaque.
Carlos Ivan Beltrán Valdez, Kansas City, AL, 1998 through 2004. Houston, NL, 2004, AL, 2017. New York, NL, 2005 to 2011. San Francisco, NL, 2011. St. Louis, NL, 2012 through 2013. New York, AL, 2014 to 16. Texas, AL, 2016. Switch hitting powerhouse from Puerto Rico, featured rare blend of stellar defense, superior base running, keen instinct, and October glory. Named AL Rookie of the Year with the Royals in 1999, his first of 8 100 RBI seasons. Consistently rose to the occasion, batting .307, .412, .609 in postseason career with 8 homers in Astros 2004 run. Earned 3 Gold Gloves in center field and 9 All-Star selections across 20-year career that ended in 2017 as World Series champion. Succeeded in 86.4% of stolen base attempts, retiring as the game's most efficient base runner with at least 300 steals.
Carlos, your Hall of Fame ring.
Well, you heard Carlos Delgado talking about how important this was for Puerto Rico. I played winter ball in Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico used to be like the Dominican, flooding players in. Tom, you remember those days. The draft kind of stopped that. And what Carlos Beltran decided to do was go back and start an academy. And that's why we're seeing an uptick of Puerto Rican ball players coming back to the big leagues. So he's invested in this, and that's why it's a big thing for the island of Puerto Rico.
So many Puerto Rican baseball fans are here, and you're seeing the jerseys of all 7 of the organizations that he played for. And he played at a high level no matter what uniform he wore.
What an amazing career. Switch hitting, center fielder, Hall of Famer. Mickey Mantle, Carlos Beltran.
Thank you. First of all, I just want to thank God for this opportunity to be here today. There's no doubt that this is incredible to be surrounded by so many greats. If I can compare this moment to something that I experienced in baseball, I have to say that this is the closest thing of my first at-bat in the big leagues, where I feel excited to be here, but at the same time, I feel very nervous. So these guys really make me nervous. Before I talk about baseball, I have to say that, you know, behind every player, there is a village of people. So thinking about my career, there's no doubt that I could have accomplished this on my own. And before I speak about also baseball, I want to talk about gratitude. It reminds us that none of us can accomplish anything alone. To the Baseball Writers Association of America, I want to say thank you for making me a Hall of Fame. Really means a lot, this opportunity to be part of this such a special group. And for those that saw things different,
I want to say also thank you. I appreciate your perspective. You know, if baseball had really taught me something, I want to say that is that I hope, you know, in life we continue to measure ourselves by the same standard we have used to measure others. I want to take the opportunity to also recognize the people of the Hall of Fame they are protecting the history of the game of baseball. Jane, thank you for everything. George, John, Whitney, and every member of the Hall of Fame staff. It's a privilege, honestly, what you guys do preserving the stories of the game of baseball. I would like to also acknowledge Commissioner Ron Manfred, who is also here. Thank you for being here, sir. I also want to say that before, when I was growing up in Manatí, Puerto Rico, many of these guys were teaching me the game of baseball. You know, I know some of you guys opened a lot of doors, you know, and went through a lot of situations in your career that my generation was able to walk through those doors because you opened the path for us. So I just want to say thank you for making this game better. So I feel very blessed, and I hope our generation have done the same for the one that is already playing the game. And when I think about the game itself, I always say that every generation has the responsibility to continue to make the baseball game better. I want to recognize my new two teammates. Andruw, love you, brother. I love playing against you. You know, Jeff, I love playing with you in Houston. That was a great experience just to be able to be here and being part of this class. And I want to take the opportunity to say a few words in Spanish for mi papá, mami, papi. This is the difficult part, guys. Papi, mami, bendición, gracias por darlo todo por nosotros, por asegurarse que creciéramos en una familia con mucho amor y cariño. Papi, quiero darte las gracias por enseñarme el valor del trabajo. Te veía salir muchas veces de casa cansado, pero nunca te vi quejarte. Yo creo que hiciste un gran trabajo y quiero que sepas que me enseñaste el esfuerzo y la gran responsabilidad que es uno esforzarse en la vida. Mami, gracias por hacer de nuestro hogar un espacio seguro, por enseñarnos el respeto, por corregirnos cuando era necesario. Y también quiero darte las gracias por los chancletazos, honestamente. Hoy me río de eso, pero yo sé que detrás de cada corrección que hubo de parte de ustedes, yo sé que siempre hubo amor. Así que, como dice uno de los mejores artistas de nosotros, un aplauso para mami y papi porque en verdad rompieron. A mi hermano Wilfredo, mi hermana Marilis, Lismari, los amo. A mi sobrino, a mi familia, gracias por estar conmigo siempre. A Puerto Rico, gracias por demostrarme honestamente que se puede llegar lejos sin olvidar de dónde uno es. A todos los puertorriqueños que hicieron el esfuerzo de venir aquí a Cooperstown, gracias, ¿verdad? Lo valoro. And to everyone listening, you know, everywhere I play baseball, I always try to represent my island. I try to do the best I could for the organizations that I play, but also I wanted to represent Puerto Rico. There's another team that I want to have the opportunity to say a few words. My children, Ivana, Yara, Evan Carlos. Being your father has been the greatest honor of my life. Baseball has given me an incredible career, but you guys always give me reason to be a better man. People in life will watch you, how you treat people. And to me, that's the real legacy. So make sure that you always treat people the right way. When I pray to God at night, I don't pray to God that life will be easy for you guys. I pray that you become strong when you face adversity, grateful when you encounter success, and faithful in every season of your life. You know, there's no doubt that we're gonna encounter a lot of people in our path, and there's gonna be people that just gonna believe in us. There's gonna be people that will doubt us. But you know what? Two of them are here to help us grow. Never let success to fool you into thinking that you're better than everyone else, and never let failure to make you forget that you're good enough. You guys are good enough. Everywhere you go, I have to let you know one thing. You're always gonna have a dad cheering for you guys. Love you guys. When I was growing up, I graduated in Manatí, mi escuela, Fernando Callejo, mis amigos, Puerto Rico. And there's no doubt that baseball became my classroom. You know, every season that I played really taught me something. Every person that got put in my path really helped me to get here today. To my first manager and professional baseball player, Bob Harrell, thank you for making this young kid from Puerto Rico feel like he belonged. You were preparing me for life in baseball. Then again, my biggest decision of my career at 19 years old. You know, I was playing for the Royals, low A, Kevin Long. There's no doubt that you really helped me change my career. People today might see the numbers, the home runs, everything that I did, but you and I remember the works that we put together to try to make that work. So I appreciate you, my brother. In Kansas City, I have an incredible privilege to be around one of the greatest competitors this game has ever seen, Mr. George Brett. You told me something that I will never forget. That greatness is built long before anyone is watching. I appreciate every conversation that I have. I still remember some of the conversations that we have together. Carlos, hit the ball hard, no far. Hit the ball hard, no far. And I love you, my man, for everything that you did for me. In 2004, I got the biggest blessing to be around two greats. Both of them are here. Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio. Believe it or not, I was 25 years old and you guys were at the end of your career, maybe 36, 37. But you told me something very special. You told me that in order for me to aspire to have a long career in baseball, I needed to learn how to play with pain. I saw you guys grind day in and day out. That was very special to me, and that was something that I carried for the rest of my life. There's no way that I could have lasted 20 years in the big leagues without learning how to play with pain. Thank you. Terry Collins, when my knee became one of the biggest challenges of my career, you remind me, Terry, that setbacks don't really define us. What defines us is how we respond to them. So the fact that you took your time to connect with me, to push me, to encourage me, to challenge me, I appreciate, my friend, our relationship. And I have to say that one of the greatest things every time I go to spring training is I look forward to see you and to connect with you. Thank you, Terry. To every teammate I share the clubhouse with, you know, many of y'all taught me about conversation. You know, looking back, I was collecting lessons from all y'all. You helped me shape the man standing here today. The game of baseball, I played the game of baseball for 20 years, but the people inside the game helped me get here today. So I thank you for that. I love you guys. Every single teammate that I play with, you guys were so important to me. One of the biggest blessings for me was that I played for many organizations. You know, I got to play for 7 organizations. Kansas City drafted me in 1995 by my scout, Johnny Ramos. You know, with Kansas City, I was able to earn the opportunity to fulfill my childhood dream to be a Major League Baseball player. In Houston, I experienced that great teams not only win by talent, you have to win because you have good preparation. In San Francisco, you welcome into one of the greatest traditions in baseball. Walking into the clubhouse, I have to tell you that was an incredible experience that I had. I remember my first day walking into the clubhouse. There was a little room on the right side, and I got to see Willie Mays and Willie McCovey. And that impression of seeing those two legends there sitting, talking baseball, I told myself that I needed to stop there day in and day out to talk a little bit about baseball with them. And I have to tell you, it was an experience of a lifetime for me. In St. Louis, I was able to win the Roberto Clemente Award and also play 2 great years over there. There's no doubt that when you look yourself as an athlete and when God gives you the platform to be an athlete, it's not only about playing the sport, it's about using the platform that God is giving you to do well for others. And then I got to play for the Yankees. I have to tell you this, I really felt the weight of the history when you play for an organization like the Yankees. There's no doubt that wearing the pinstripes, it reminds me that playing for the Yankees is not only a privilege, it's a responsibility. And in Texas, I got traded to Texas when I was 39 years old. I guess they were looking for a partner for Eddie and Beltrán. Normally you get traded when you're young, but at 39, who wants an older player? But you know what? Texas did, 1-1. So thank you for the opportunity and for being part of my chapter. And then the New York Mets. When people ask me about why I shoot this cap, I have to say this, guys. It's simple. Every organization shaped your career. New York shaped my life. It was here where I experienced my greatest success and some of my greatest challenges. Playing for the Mets made me a better man and a better leader. Many of the most meaningful relationships that I was able to build in my career, I did it wearing a Mets uniform. So the Mets cap, what represents to me is growth, and it represents a place where I became the best version of myself. To the Mets fans, thank you for believing in me. You challenged me, you let me know what I needed to be better, and that was a lot of times I get to hear those boos, let me tell you that. But I also appreciate your support along the way. To Steve and Alex Cohen, I have to tell you guys that I know this year might not look pretty, but what makes me proud is the culture that you have been able to create. Making players, families, and employee values, and especially myself. Having the experience to experience different chapters in the Mets organization, I have to tell you guys that I have never been prouder to call myself a Met. To my friend in heaven, Super Joe, thank you, my friend. We did it. You always told me, Bobby, I'm gonna be with you in Cooperstown. I know you're not here, but I have to tell you that I miss you every day. Thank you for showing me what a true friendship looks like. I miss you. And before I finish, there's one person that I want to speak directly. Jessica. For 20 years, very few people saw everything behind the scenes, the long seasons, the uncertainty. While I was chasing a dream, no doubt you were building at home, making sure that our kids were growing up surrounded by love and stability. You carry many responsibilities that not too many people applauded. I just want to say thank you for believing in me, especially during the moments when I struggled. You have been one of the greatest gifts of my life. Today, I honor the best teammate I ever had, you. I respect you. I'm proud of you. I love you. Me encanta mi mujer. There's no doubt that people, when they come to Cooperstown, they will see my plaque, but I have to tell you, your fingerprints are all over this plaque. And as I stand here today, I realize something. I dream about being a Major League Baseball player, and also I dream about being a good player. Never and not even once I dream about standing here today. Next to this plaque, I see a God who never stopped showing me grace through my career. I see my parents who give me their best. I see my brothers, my family, my whole family see my children. When I see this plaque, I see you, Jessica, who never stopped believing in me. I see my coaches, I see my teammates, I see my fans, my Little League coaches. I see the students of the Carlos Beltrán Baseball Academy in Puerto Rico pursuing their dreams through education and baseball. I see my island, Puerto Rico. When my career began, I thought baseball was about talent. I came to realize it was about so much more. It was about preparation, it was about humility, it was about relationships. Those things, no doubt, will last longer than any statistic will ever will. Thank you, God, for allowing me to become a small part of the baseball history, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National Baseball Hall of Fame class of 2026, Jeff Kent, Andruw Jones, Carlos Beltrán. Stay with me. And we can't thank you enough for joining us this afternoon for our 2026 induction ceremony. Carlos, Andruw, and Jeff's plaques will be hung in the Hall of Fame in a matter of hours, and we hope you will have a chance to go by and see them. And don't forget to come back to be with us for our 2027 induction ceremony right here, July 25th, Sunday. Can't wait to see you. Thank you, and travel safely.
There's so much to react to. A terrific speech by Carlos Beltrán, just a commanding presence. But if there was a common denominator, Harold and Tom, you know, I hear Carlos Beltrán talked about the influence George Brett had on him, Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, saw Mason McCovey talking baseball, so he would always make his way down there. These are all Hall of Famers. Then I'm thinking about it, you know, Jeff Kent, Dusty Baker's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday, I believe. How Dusty Baker impacted him, how he wanted to meet Ryne Sandberg and emulated Ryne Sandberg, never did. Andruw Jones with his stories of Willie Stargell, Bobby Cox, and Hank Aaron. If there's something for young players to learn from this Sunday afternoon, is really learn from the great ones. Go learn from the great ones.
Greg, you stole right out of my notes. And I say this with a heavy heart. I hope every owner and front office is listening to these speeches. Bring your legends back into the clubhouse.
Yes.
You have to have those guys impact this generation of ball players. They're missing out on what baseball's about. It's about passing down the stories and passing down wisdom and understanding. I get the numbers, I get all that, but chasing them, there's a way to chase it and have the knowledge that can be given along the way. I just hope they're listening, and I hope they open those doors and start bringing the legends back into the ballpark and into the clubhouses.
Really great point. And I think all three today really honored the game of baseball and the generation before them